they had me growing in the ground.
Yeah.
And the passion just like, the fire went off from there.
I really do minimum disturbance. Like, I really don't want to till at all.
Right.
So I would really just, like, when you till, you're really killing all your life that's in your soil.
It's called black turmeric not because of the root, but if you look at the leaf, it has a purple vein down the center.
I really start growing this for people to have another option too. Like, grow your, especially it's going to be expensive if you're going to keep on buying it.
Earthshare is a nonprofit. They have, 8 50 by 50 plots. They use 3 of them. There's another farmer that has 2, and then we have 3 plots. So when we first started, so what happened was we were in a program called Grow Louisiana. It was LSU Ag and some other nonprofit organizations that had put together a beginning farmers training. Well, we were in the 2020 cohort for Grow Louisiana. Kim, who you interviewed earlier, Kim was the farm manager here at Earthshare. Earthshare has a CSA program. That's how they operate. And so Kim was the farm manager, and she was like, we have plots that, we're not using. I'm going to talk to the board to see if we could rent those plots to you all. And so we went through, the hoops of that, and we ended up renting first those 2 plots over there, and we just recently got this 3rd plot. But hopefully we'll be buying some land, hopefully in the next month or so.
Okay, so you're like in the buying process right now.
Very excited.
What is it that you grow here?
So we grow mainly turmeric and ginger. We grow black turmeric, white turmeric, yellow and red turmeric. This past season we planted a new variety called BKK. It's a Bangkok Thai variety that's supposed to be as medicinal as the black variety.
Okay.
And so we haven't even harvested it yet. So I'm not sure what it looks like.
Okay.
But turmeric is our main thing, and then we also grow ginger and some medicinal herbs. So when we first started growing, I joke all the time, like we thought we were gonna grow all the heirloom tomatoes that Lafayette could stand. First season was a flop.
Oh no.
And so just because we needed to build the soil up and all, one of the people that was in our cohort, they was placing an order for turmeric and ginger. And so that grew beautifully and everything else flopped.
Oh no.
And we was like, we're gonna start growing turmeric and ginger.
So what do you do with it?
So we sell it fresh.
Okay.
We dehydrate it and sell it powdered. We sell it dehydrated in coins. We also make tinctures, tea blends, salve, like topical products. We just made a turmeric infused jojoba oil to use as a face serum. So product development is like a big thing for us because every year we have scaled up our operation. So the first year we might have had 1 50-foot row, and now we have this whole plot is turmeric. It's like maybe 11 50-foot rows, and then on the other side we have another 8 or 9 rows of turmeric.
Okay.
So turmeric is the majority of what we grow, and then we grow, Trey likes to grow cucumbers and peppers, onions, garlic, and potatoes.
Okay.
Like bulk
and that's
things.
What you have over
we
there
have some
too?
things over there too, yeah. But mainly those things are for our family.
Okay.
The turmeric and ginger is really, and the medicinal herbs is really our farm business. This past year, a really awesome variety of cucumbers that we grew that had a thin skin. We made a bunch of pickles, we sold pickles.
Yeah.
But like mostly the produce is for our household and for our family.
Very
and
cool.
we'll sell the excess of what we have.
Very cool. Do you have like a farming background, or what brought this on? Why are you guys growing food for yourself?
So Trey's grandfather was a farmer.
Okay.
His family land had been kind of entangled, and I don't think they have the land anymore. My grandfather, he worked on the railroad, but he had a big farm, and I remember going pick tomatoes and pick figs out of his farm, and I remember them having like a market at the church where they would barter, on Saturdays. And so I have a memory of that, but my daddy said he was not picking peppers. So my daddy became a principal. He went to, he really climbed the corporate ladder. He was a teacher, guidance counselor, assistant principal. He always instilled in us that American dream. Go to school, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing.
You're like, no, thank
It's
you.
not my thing. I operate a safety training business. I teach CPR and active shooter response training.
Okay.
And so that's my main job. Working for myself, I had a lot of spare time. My landlord gardened. And so I would go pay my rent, and we'd sit in the yard and drink tea, and I'd watch all these things. One of the most fascinating things she grew in my eyes was a pomegranate. And she had all these pomegranates, and I was like, this is fabulous. And so she was like, I said, I want to start growing. And so she was like, what is something that you use on a regular? And I remember lemongrass being one of those things. I use lemongrass in my hair. And so she was like, let's grow some lemongrass. So she got me growing with lemongrass in my backyard. There already was a fig tree. And then every time I harvested, I brought stuff to her. Every time she harvested, she would bring stuff to me. And so that's where my love for growing came.
Okay.
And so
she was kind of like your mentor.
Very much so.
That's
Very much so.
awesome.
Like, go to Lowe's, get this, everything, the whole nine. The neighborhood that I live in, they did a program where they gave people in that neighborhood, it's a low-income neighborhood, gave people in that neighborhood a free garden bed. I signed up, and they came one Saturday with, it was 2 parts. So the first part was, come to this class, learn about gardening, like gardening 101.
Okay.
And then you signed up for your time slot for them to come and install a garden bed.
And this is through the city?
This was 2 nonprofit organizations.
Okay.
Earthshare being one of them, matter of fact.
Okay.
I didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
And so one of the guys who is on the board for Earthshare, him and like 4 other people came with cinder blocks and compost, plants. And when they left, I had a 4x8 garden bed that was fully planted. I watched those things grow, and I'm like, I like this. Like, it really, like, she took me, my landlord had me growing in pots.
Okay.
They had me growing in the ground.
Yeah.
And the passion just, like, the fire went off from there. We probably now have about 8 or 9 4x8 beds in our backyard, small backyard.
So it's like your whole backyard.
The entire backyard. There's nothing in the backyard that's green anymore. And if it is, it's just a walkway. And I were high school friends, and we reconnected like 2014, 15-ish.
Okay.
And when we reconnected, and he would come visit me, and he'd see the backyard, it really like sparked his interest.
So when was this? When was it with the landlord? What year was that?
I moved in that house 2009.
Okay.
And then they put that garden bed probably like 2014.
Oh, wow.
And then, so I was just growing in pots, like herbs mainly.
Yeah.
In 2015, when he and I reconnected, and he would come to my backyard, and he would see, and he'd tell stories about like his uncles and his grandfather farming, and all the women processing the harvest, and all the men working in the field, and their backyard, his grandmother's house is just sugarcane, and how they would go and run through the sugarcane, and it just was real nostalgic for him, you could tell. Yeah. Then we like became a couple. This was maybe 2018. We got pregnant.
Okay.
We signed up for Lafayette's Master Gardener program. At the end of that program, Master Gardener is part of LSU Ag also.
Okay.
So they gave us a flyer for the Grow Louisiana program.
Okay.
And we were like, okay, we're going to join this program. And the first thing that we did was we went to Arkansas to SOG, which is a farmers conference. They knew exactly what they were doing. They bussed us in 15-passenger vans, and we really all just got to talking. Wow. And I was like, these are my people.
That's awesome.
They grow organically. That's where I met Kim and Kevin. I think you'll probably meet Kevin later on at Fightingville. So Kim, Kevin, and myself, we came up with the concept of Fightingville Fresh Farmers Market on that that van ride to and from Arkansas.
Wow.
The rest was history.
And here we are.
Yeah.
And we're at this beautiful plot of land that probably has a quite low property value because it's right next to the interstate. Mm-hmm. And you guys are growing here. So what an awesome story. I love that intro story. Selling those products, going to farmers markets. You are self-employed, and that's like your off-farm job, right?
Yes.
Does your husband have an off-farm job?
Mm-mm.
He's Basically
he's a farmer.
Just here. He's a farmer full time.
A farmer, and then we homeschool our 5-year-old.
Okay.
So that's a job in itself.
Yes.
Yeah. So we both have like 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. How does the farm side of it carry you financially?
Turmeric is a very lucrative crop.
Okay.
Black turmeric, just to give you an example, black turmeric, so all turmerics have curcumin. The active ingredient in turmeric is curcumin. That's the anti-inflammatory agent. Yellow turmeric, which is common to us, actually has the lowest level of curcumin. It has about 2% curcumin.
Oh, wow.
We have a white and a red variety. Those 2 varieties are said to have somewhere between 4 to 6% curcumin.
Okay.
And then the black turmeric has upwards of 10 to 12% curcumin. The BKK is supposed to be at about 10%.
Okay.
So the black is still the highest. So black turmeric has the highest level of curcumin of any plant species. Every year, like I said, we've expanded. Our first year, we had 150-foot row. And I think we bought 20 pounds. And again, the 20 pounds turned into close to 200 pounds.
Wow.
And so we sold however much, and we planted 2 50-foot rows. This year we have these 4 rows. We have another row over there, and we have 2 rows over here of just black. So the black is really our cash crop.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back and see, because he's harvesting turmeric right now, right?
Yeah,
so
he's harvesting some of the red turmeric right now.
Okay.
The red turmeric is actually my favorite.
Why is that?
It has a sweet kind of carrot taste to it. Yeah,
okay.
It's my favorite.
Okay.
I do one of the value-added products I do is a red turmeric and ginger infused honey with local honey, some cayenne peppers that we dehydrated from last year, and some black organic black pepper. So that's one of my favorite products.
What do you use that for?
In tea. So we put it in tea, the honey, the infused in tea.
Okay.
But I have customers that are real creative. They'll do like a honey glazed salmon.
Ooh, with all that, that would be good.
One lady the other day said, I put some shrimp in my air fryer, and when it came out, it was crispy, and I tossed it in the honey. I was like, I bet that was good.
I bet that was so good.
So look, this is the red turmeric.
So this is what Trey's harvesting right now.
Yep. And it's real.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
It does kind of smell carroty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of looks like a carrot too.
Yep.
Wow, I can just put it back in here?
Yep.
Okay.
And so just so you'll see, so this is what was in the ground.
Okay.
This is probably the mother root that we planted right here.
Okay.
And then you have all these pieces off of here. And we'll plant this back.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll plant this back.
So you don't have to buy it again?
Mm-mm. See, this is the original mother root.
Yeah.
So we'll plant these mother roots. So when we get home, we'll wash all this, and then we'll separate the mother roots from, these are all mother roots.
Wow.
From the rhizomes.
Is that what he's doing here? He's kind of cutting them off?
He's just cutting the roots off.
Yeah.
And then, so mother roots are stored in these containers in a cool, dark place. And then, so honestly, usually we will, once we clear the whole row, he'll, flip the bed, add more fertilizer, and we'll put the mother roots right back and put hay over it.
Okay, and that's why you got that round bale over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it'll just lay dormant until May, somewhere between March and May, you'll see it start sprouting again.
Do you have a pest issue just leaving it there? No, really?
Some people say, the pests just haven't found us yet.
Okay.
But I mean,
they haven't found you yet.
Yeah, we haven't had a pest problem yet.
Cool.
But because the hopes is that we'll be on different land come May. We're gonna store them.
Okay.
We have a little portable building behind our house. We'll store it there, and then when we get the new land, and we're still trying to figure out how we're gonna start our new beds, because Trey wants to do no-till. When we started these plots, we did till in the beginning, but we haven't tilled in how long, Trey? Maybe 2 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, about 2 years since we tilled anything. And so however we start the new beds, whether we just cover it, bring in compost,
pigs,
or whatever. right. We definitely, one of the first things we'll get is chickens. And it's so funny you say pigs, because before he was just like chicken, maybe rabbits.
Okay.
And since it's been closer to us getting this property, he's like been researching different pigs, and so I'm sure we'll have 2 or 3 pigs on our property.
I think that pigs are the magical livestock.
Okay.
Animal.
Tell me why.
Take out a lot of waste, huh?
Yeah, they take out a lot of waste, and then depending on like what breeds you get, they can either till up a lot or don't till up at all.
Yeah.
The fertilizer that they put down is really nutritious for the soil if it's not that great of soil.
Yeah.
And as long as you're moving them, they stay pretty docile. They don't really get too crazy, and you don't really have to have permanent fence.
Gotcha.
You can train them to a hot wire. Now, you know, new people who haven't ever had livestock before, a perimeter fence would probably be important, but I enjoyed having pigs on pasture. So, Trey, you're full-time.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Like, you're like the full-time farmer here. And
Yes,
do you do this every day?
not every day. I get this a good crop that you could take breaks on. Like once like the main problem is not problem, but just planting it in like when the summer come around, that's when the weed, you'll get weed pressure. But if you clear that weed pressure and get a good heavy mulch, you really don't have to worry about it too much.
How do you do that?
We just mulch with the hay, like we
Okay.
Like say some weeds, they in there right now, like.
Oh, just like some
We
grasses.
could just we just pull it,
okay.
we just pull it out like by hand, because I don't want to. Trying to really do minimum disturbance. Like I really don't want to till at all.
Right.
So I
Why is
would
that?
really just like when you till, you're really killing all your life that's in your soil. That's what's really gonna grow your plants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that life in there is gonna make its own fertilizer, so it reduces your input costs.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of saving you money by not tilling.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because you're also not tilling, but also you're not taking the life away. How does it feel being out here, having those nostalgic memories, and now you're working on your own crop?
I feel like I should have been out here.
Like you're just born to be out here, huh?
Yeah. Some people who was in classes when we were taking classes, like they would ask me, how long you been doing this? Like I really just started back doing it like a couple years ago. Like really like in 2019, like my family grew up farmers, fishers, carpenters and stuff all. But like as a child, I didn't want to go to it.
Yeah.
You know, I ran away from it. Like one of my aunts would I would help her do flowers or whatever. But after I would finish helping her, I was gone. Like it was there. The information was there for me, but I wanted to play. You know. I look back now and be like, I could have been way farther along than where I'm at right now. But full circle, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you have like that kind of intrinsic, just natural knowledge.
I think so, because when people refer to me, they think I do it longer than I have, and it's exciting to me though. Like I guess that's why I could dive into it.
Yeah.
Maybe I needed that break as a kid.
That's probably a good point. Maybe you did. And like you said, your grandpa loved it, your dad didn't, and he wanted you to follow the American dream. And you're like, nah, I'm going to undo all the work you just did, and I'm going to go back.
Yeah, it's so funny whenever he doesn't come out here often, but when when he comes out here, or like if we bring him turnips or mustards or beets, he's like, baby girl, your grandfather would be so proud of you. Like him and my aunt say this all the time. Every time I post a picture, my aunt always is on Facebook. She always says, your grandfather would be so proud of you.
What a compliment.
But yeah, it is. And I always say, part of what I do is for my past, for my grandparents, but also for my future. Because I want my baby to know that, like we homeschool him, and people always give me flack about that. But
how so?
Well, just because people don't really understand. A lot of people, especially in my family, don't understand. There's the myths of homeschooling, that they're not going to have a social life and they're not being taught, the fundamentals. But truthfully, he's learning way more than what they're learning in school. My baby knows how to make products. How to grow turmeric, how to harvest turmeric, how to clean it and process it. He understands, like he takes our tincture every day, and if he misses it and he's sick, he'll get a cough. He could just be coughing because he is choking on the water he was drinking. And he'll say, I need to go take my medicine. And his medicine is the turmeric tincture. Matter of fact, my daddy, he had a respiratory issue. His doctor, I said, turmeric is good for respiratory. Take it. And I gave him a bottle. He said, I'm going to bring it to my doctor and let my doctor look at it and see what he says. And so, of course, his doctor said, you have this issue. Let's address this issue with the medicine I prescribe. And then you can start using that. And so one day he said, girl, I started taking that black turmeric tincture. And I said, what made you? He said, your son. He saw it sitting on the counter, my baby. And he said, grandfather, you taking our medicine too? And he said, no, I'm not taking it because my doctor told me not to take it. And he said, grandfather, if you're sick, if you're not feeling good, you got to take it. That's your medicine. He said, girl, I took it then and I've been taking it ever since.
And he feels better?
And he feels better.
That's
and I'm
awesome.
not attributing it just to that.
Right.
Because it had been, what his issue was had been resolved by that point.
Okay.
It had been months later. But like my mama, she takes it every day. As she has high blood pressure, high blood sugar, glaucoma, and she's been taking it maybe about 2 years now. And just in, I want to say either August or September, she went to the doctor and she said, my numbers continue to increase. They continue to get better.
Wow.
Yeah, and she was like, I said, what are you doing differently other than taking the medicine? She said, just the tincture. And so I said, did they adjust your levels of medicine? She said, no, they didn't. I said, okay. So, I mean, want to be on camera to say,
right,
listen, I'm not making no medical claims, but everybody knows the powerhouse that turmeric is. And so,
there's a reason why the pharmaceutical companies copy the active ingredient in the natural products.
Exactly.
I mean,
let's
not get conspiratory here, but there's something to be said for that.
Right. So,
isn't it so funny though, like what the power of a child can do, especially for the older generation, where they're like, well, I guess I can't argue with that.
Right, because we all in our head, and they are like, it's so simple to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to trust.
Trust?
I think so.
They trust the younger ones more than they trust the older ones?
They don't got no reason to lie, and they're pretty innocent,
That's true. And they got those cute little faces. What are you going to do with that cute little face?
Right.
Yeah. That's another thing, huh?
Yeah.
What about water? I see a rain barrel over there. How do you guys need to water your plants?
Yes, we do. So we have drip irrigation on that side that's on the timer, and he adjusts his Trey will adjust the water schedule based on the season. And on this side we use overhead watering. Trey doesn't like to use overhead watering because of the weeds. He's like, you're watering the weeds. But
that makes sense.
Trey is very, very meticulous. We don't have irrigation on this side. We just got this plot. It hasn't even been a year, has it?
This is the first year. First season. We've been taking care of it for like 2 years, but this is the first year we doing it ourselves.
So this is your first harvest of turmeric in this plot?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
And it seems quite bountiful. Like you've only been what is that, 8 feet?
Yeah.
Or did you go all the way down?
No, I did the row.
You did the whole row.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Red turmeric is not.
It don't produce as plentiful as the black.
Yeah, it's not bountiful as the black.
Take like 3 or 4 plants of the black.
Yeah.
It might be about almost.
We could walk down there if you want to, but I think the black, we did like a 10-foot piece and it filled a whole bucket.
Oh wow! And this is what, 50 feet?
This is about 35.
And are you guys using billboard tarp too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There used to be that billboard up there. They come and change the billboard, and they leave us with tarps. Yeah.
They just leave them for you.
Well, we made that. Earthshare has.
Otherwise, they'd just be thrown away.
So they change both sides. They leave them. Oh, this is from
some of the white
ginger that he harvested.
Oh, ginger. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is white and ginger, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the white variety.
Okay. Oh, that smells really good.
And some ginger. Did you see that one big clump?
Okay, so we got a big clump here.
It's a mother root right there.
Okay, so that's one mother root. Is that one mother root? Is this whole clump
they got a few of them on there. As they growing, more mother roots will grow. Like like if you put mother root down in a branch of grow right here, this will turn into another mother root too as well.
Okay.
So you're gonna get rhizomes and mother roots growing off of it.
Okay. So the mother root is what connects the stalk. Everything else is what you eat, basically.
But you can eat the mother roots too. The mother roots are you can use them. They're really more potent. They got more potency than the rhizomes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you use them?
We do use them, but we plant them mostly plant them back out.
So
plant them back out because
to replant. Okay.
You get a better produce when you plant a mother out than a regular rhizome. Even though you could plant the rhizome, you plant the mother, it has more energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You see these colors, they got different blues.
Wow.
The more mature it is, the darker the blue will be. And then like a sort of greenish color.
Oh, wow.
All that's black. It's just different
hues.
Levels of black.
Mm-hmm. Different hues of blue, greenish.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like camphor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's called black turmeric not because of the root, but if you look at the leaf, and all the leaves are dying back, but if you look at the leaf of a black turmeric, it has a purple vein down the center when it's green.
Okay.
And that's how you know that's a black variety.
Interesting.
So all of them have the same leaf,
yeah,
but the black has that purple vein, and that's why they call it the black. But remember I told you that we had
that's a pretty color.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And the worm.
Is there a worm in there? Oh yeah, there is.
Life. That's what I want. That's what I don't want to kill.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I was telling you that we had a 1 month gap from the time we used the last bit of last year's black turmeric harvest until we harvested this year.
Yeah.
We used a lot of mother roots.
Okay.
In that period.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just to hold yourself over until the next one. Okay.
But if we can, the preference would be to use the rhizomes and replant the mothers out.
Gotcha.
Which is why every year we've been able to double what we plant.
We've been selling some of the mother rhizomes too, trying to spread it too.
For other people.
Does that increase the price?
Well, we sell them
we
for
sell
planting.
it from the planting.
For planting.
Yeah, we sell them you can plant this. I read an article that said a mother root will produce 2 to 4 pounds of turmeric, whereas if you plant a rhizome, that rhizome will plant 1 to 2
so almost half
pounds. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's because it has to first turn into a mother.
Yeah.
And then it starts, so the season is a little shorter for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool. Did you ever think that you would, this question's for both of you, that you would be out here in a field harvesting turmeric and ginger as kind of your main staple?
As a kid, no. Right now, I wish I like I said, I wish I would have
been doing it.
I wish I would have been doing it.
Yeah.
I could have been further along right now.
For me, so I grew up with a sugarcane field behind my yard.
Yeah.
And when they burn the sugarcane, the mice come out, and I hate mice, hate them. To be in the field and be where the mice are? No, I definitely didn't think that I would be doing that. There's something real therapeutic about planting a seed in the ground and then watching that seed turn into a plant and then in the food. So,
isn't it so cool to know that something so tiny changes into something so big?
That it has so much life in it.
Yeah.
That's why we was pulling up the turmeric first. We first checked the black turmeric out and I seen how big it was. I said, man, it's almost like stealing, man.
Yeah.
It's almost like stealing.
Yeah.
Just to have that knowledge, you can really produce your own products, really. This is
your own medicine.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, I'm saying really, it's a resource. I'm saying it's a resource that you can keep on generating yourself and try to support your family and help people, and actually help people too,
Yeah.
A renewable resource.
Yeah. So you mentioned helping people. So is that something that kind of aids in your drive to?
Well, for the turmeric and ginger, that's the main reason I got aggressive with researching it when COVID happened. Man, I was like, I'm gonna need something trying to heal myself if anything happens, because I don't really trust the vaccines and the talking, me personally, and that's why I look into it. When I started researching regular turmeric, I didn't really know anything about black turmeric. Through researching and I found out that the black turmeric was also used as some people use it as for bronchitis. It was prescribed for bronchitis.
Oh, really?
And that's when I really got aggressive in researching it more.
Where did you research at? What were you
Just
looking at?
different places. First place we bought was from Hawaii biker dudes.
Okay.
From off their website, I started researching right there, and then just going from different place to place. Then I just started you on the YouTube and checking out other people who've been growing it, how it's being marketed and different stuff. And once I really started using it though, I noticed myself that it seemed like it worked,
We tell our customers all the time, do your research.
Right.
I'm gonna give you this, but do your research.
Right.
And they always come back. And it's not the research, it's the results that keep them coming back. We need this.
Absolutely.
And so Trey is like, you keep coming back, okay, now you need to start growing this. He always wants to tell people to grow.
Yeah, because I mean, some people think I'm working counteractive. I'm working against myself. So I should be trying to sell it to them, but you need to try to get healthy. Like I'm, my main thing. I want to make some money too, but I really start growing this for people to have another option too. Like grow your, especially it's gonna be expensive. You're gonna keep on buying it, man.
Right.
It grows easy too.
Yeah. You're just out here trying to help people and show
And
them
myself
that they can do it too.
Yeah, but it started off as a selfish goal for me and my family.
Okay. But then you found the true power.
This could be spread everywhere. Everybody needs to know about this knowledge though, man.
Right.
How do people get a hold of you? Maybe buy some of your product?
Yep.
Maybe get some of your resources. How do they do that?
Yep. So L4S Farm
Okay.
is our farm. That's our website at L4S Farms for Instagram and Facebook. Same thing on Etsy. And we can also do like custom blends. We have customers all the time that like, we make the tincture with the black, but they want it with something different, or they want to add ginger to it. So we can also do custom orders.
Very cool.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Trey. I appreciate you showing me around and just talking with me today. And I will tell you, I know we're going to do a follow-up, because when you guys get on your own property, I want to come out and I want to say hi and I want to see what's going on.
Okay.
Yes,
so that will be awesome.
That works.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I appreciate
you.
it.